What's up guys, Murdering here. I'm back with another clan boss video. Today we're going to talk about speed teams. Speed teams are still relatively a gray area as far as the amount of players who use them. So first I'm going to go over what in my opinion is one of the strongest speed teams available. Obviously it's using lots of champions that are not as common for people to have, but let me go over the champions first. We'll start doing Ultra Nightmare and we'll do a Nightmare key, and while those keys are going on, I'll kind of break down the basics to a speed team, what you should be looking for, how you should gear them, and so on. The first person in this particular team comp is Lana Kiss the Chosen. She's a continuous heal, ally attack for 3 random targets, also filling the turn meter, and her A3 is increased crit rate and increased attack. For this champion, we decided to use the Relentless gear set and a speed gear set. As always, crit damage on the neck and defensive stats. Let's go over the total stats really quick. 57,000 health, 2,700 defense, 278 speed, 41 crit rate, 132 crit damage, and then resist accuracy. Doesn't matter. Masteries, we have your typical Ultra Nightmare masteries with the counterattack in the defensive tree. So we have War Master, Methodical, Bring It Down. The next champion we have in this team comp is Raglan. Raglan's A1 attacks an enemy 3 times, fills the turn meter of 3 random allies by 15%. Allies can only have their turn meter filled once per turn by this skill. The A2 is remove all debuffs from allies, then heals them. The heal amount is proportional to this champion's attack. The A3 is revives an ally with 75% health and a full turn meter. We currently have Raglan in a lifesteal set and a speed set. These are her total stats: 50,000 health, 3,300 defense, 2,200 attack, 269 speed, 37 crit, and 124% crit damage. The third champion in this team comp is Longbeard. Longbeard's another champion that we chose to put into a Relentless set. Longbeard's kit is his A1, hits pretty hard, it ignores shield and block damage. Obviously it doesn't apply to the clan boss. A2 is a weekend, also has a very high multiplier for attack. The A3 is a full team ally attack and increases the damage inflicted by allies by 20%. Longbeard's total stats are 55,000 health, 2,700 defense, 3,000 attack, 240 speed, 33% crit, and 139% crit damage. The fourth member of this team is Alton. We went over Alton in the last video, but just to give it a rundown, is a very hard-hitting A1, which is an attack down. His A2 is a defense up and a shield. I chose to put Alton in a lifesteal gear set and an accuracy gear set, and these are his total stats: 3,600 health, 4,000 defense, 188 speed, 89% crit rate, 229% crit damage, and 268 accuracy. Final member of this team is of course Draco morph. A1, hard hitting single hit. The A2 is 4 poisons with a 3 turn duration, and the A3 is a defense down and weaken. I decided to put Draco in a lifesteal gear set and a speed gear set. His total stats are 3,800 health, 3,000 attack, 2,400 defense, 195 speed, 89 crit, 168 crit damage, and just under 300 accuracy. Accuracy is a bit high, but that's just what we have for now. So now let's take this team for a spin. Right off the bat, we're just going to hit auto and let it run. This is an extremely fun team to watch. So the way it synergizes is we have 3 champions extremely quick, 2 in Relentless who have ally attack. We have Alton and Draco slow. The reason for Draco being slow is we don't want him to overcap the boss with debuffs too quickly. If that's the case, then attack down has a chance of not landing, as well as defense down and weaken, and that could be detrimental to the total damage this fight has to offer. The biggest perk for a team comp like this is you do the most amount of damage possible in the shortest amount of time, attacking the boss as many times as possible. So as you can see here, this is just awesome to watch. Once it gets a little bit later into the round, you'll see pretty much where each champion shines. We have a healer, a reviver, and Raglan, and like I said, we have the 2 ally attack champions. It's really nice to see that when someone's stunned, we have masteries proccing. from the defensive tree, where if an ally has a debuff on them, you have an X amount % chance to counterattack. So that damage does add up over time, which is awesome to see. So with all of this being said, there's probably a very big margin as far as a threshold goes damage-wise. Since you're attacking so often and so quick, things getting resisted, meaning debuffs, mastery proccing, how many times Relentless goes up since we have it on 2 champions, unlucky crits, these are all things that do penalize this certain team comp more than others. One thing that wasn't done with this team that I probably should have done is 100% crit rate on everyone would definitely add up the damage, making the numbers a bit better overall. So let's just watch the rest of this play out. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up the fight. As we can see here, we only did 30 million damage. I say only because this team has done up to 35 million damage multiple times. So like I was saying before, there definitely is a big threshold in damage here. So once again for this video, this shows to be a low RNG run. It's unfortunate. I hope you enjoyed watching everything go down and how everything synergized together. So the total recap was 7 million damage from Alton, 3 million from Lana Kiss, 4.6 from Raglan, 11 million from Draco, and 4 million from Longbeard. Now, I did want to add the Nightmare attempt into this video, but it will be a bit too long. I really don't like making videos too long, so before I close it up, I just want to go over a typical speed comp outside of having 5 legendaries and what you should be looking for. Attack down is mandatory. Defense down is mandatory. You don't need a weaken, but it definitely is preferred. Ally attack is also an awesome added bonus. You absolutely need a speed increase or a turn meter increase. Having a revived champion is pretty much necessary for this reason. The key to, outside of having double ally attack and relentless, one major key point in having a speed comp is having a crazy damage dealer built with very, very high damage dealing stats that can just do raw damage, having them die and having them get revived to keep them going throughout the fight. This was really common before level 20 dungeons and 6-star gear came out with the champion Turvold. It was someone from another top clan I used to talk to all of the time about a comp he was running, and we were always going back and forth with ideas. Really, really smart player, and he came up with this amazing comp, and if I remember correct, it was Arbiter, Apothecary, Turvold, Martyr, and Bad L. It was a really, really cool comp, and I think it was the, I don't want to say founding of speed comps, but it was definitely the strongest at the time. It's still very strong today and can be used to 2-key Ultra Nightmare. That is the basic idea around having a speed team. If you don't have a counterattack champion, those are the things you should be looking for and can absolutely add to the success of your run. So now before we go, I do want to show you in the top of the screen, I have been testing Rotos and the clan boss. I did kind of hint at it during the Rotos video, how I try to build before the one that I showed you in the champion spotlight, and it really got me formulating ideas and thinking that there was an alternative way to build him where he could still do a ton of damage. So that will absolutely be the next video I'm doing. I'm really excited to show it to you. Thanks again for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This video was a ton of fun to make. This comp in particular is probably the most fun I've had making a team outside of the one I'm working on with Rotos now. So I'm really excited to show both of those to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch my next video, you know, as soon as it drops. Until next time, guys, you're all great. Peace out.